In this video, I'm going to go over hopefully all the features and functions of the Behringer CT200. This is a cable tester, but it's a little bit more than just a regular cable tester. It's nice because it has a intermittent tester on it here for cables that, when you move them around, they have that quick little intermittence to it. That's the main function why I actually bought this, but it has even more than that. It can test for phantom power. It can also send a test tone down the line so you can actually hear it on the other end to make sure that the cable is okay, even if it's installed or something like that. So what does it have for inputs and outputs? It has speak on or NL4, it has XLR, RTS or quarter inch, it has MIDI, it has RJ45, RCA, quarter inch or 3.5 millimeter, and it has just a regular USB A and B connector. The only thing that I do want to mention, a lot of the forums will say that this quarter inch or RTS connector is a 3-pin connector, and if you try to connect a regular like guitar quarter inch connector that only has the tip and sleeve, or the tip and ring, tip and sleeve, it will show that there is a problem with the cable. What you have to do is you have to use an adapter and go in through the RCA connectors. I just want to point that out right off the bat, but let's get right into it. So I'm going to use a working good cable. I'm going to plug it in here, and we're going to put it on cable test. Now you're going to see here it's going to show with a green LED that's going to pass, and that we can see that it has 3 pins connected to this. So depending on whatever connector you're plugging into this, for example, if you plug in a RJ45 connector in this, it'll actually show 8 and 8. So it's showing what pins are actually connected. One feature that I also really like about it is that it actually resets itself as soon as you unplug the cable. Even if the cable is faulty, as soon as you unplug it, you don't have to reset it, which is a kind of a nice feature. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the tone, the test tone. So we're going to put it onto test tone and phantom. I'm going to plug in the cable here, and I have a field recorder that's actually sending phantom power to the input of this. So we can hear through the headphones here that there's a tone. And I'm going to change the output level. So we can actually change how loud it is from -50 dB to -10 all the way up to +4. We could change the tone just by hitting this button here. And we can also see here that we have phantom power indicated by this LED up on the top here. Now on the camera itself, let me unplug this. On the camera itself, it actually looked like the shielded button is illuminated. The camera kind of sees that, but I don't actually see this other LED lighting up when I plug that in. And I can show that to you again here. So it's kind of faint there, but it's not actually lit up. It's these top 2 LEDs. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to turn off the phantom power from my recorder, and you'll see this LED will go out. I'm going to turn this to off. And we're going to back out, and you can see that the phantom power has gone away. So this is if you have a field recorder or any type of recorder that will send phantom power, or maybe you have a standalone power supply, or even a camcorder that can supply phantom power to like a shotgun mic or something. This is a great way to test it. So that's testing the if you've got an installed cable side of things. That's just testing those functions. I'm going to move on to the main reason why I purchased it, which was to test cables for in the field, or for clients, or for repairs, or anything like that. So I'm going to plug in this cable here. I'm going to switch it down one level to cable tester installed. And we can see here that this cable actually passed, and it has 3 pins showing. Now, as you can see, I moved the box there a little bit, and it actually saw that there's an intermittent short here on pin 1. And looks like there's another one on pin 2 moving around. So this indicator will tell you which pins are intermittent. And if I unplug it, it'll automatically reset itself. Now, if there's an intermittent short, in the system, it will continue to blink whatever intermittence that it sees until you either unplug the cable or hit the reset button. So this problem is only when I'm moving a cable. See, now that it's stationary, there's no problem. But the minute I start moving the cable around, and I got to get the sweet spot on it, but it is there. There it is. It's a very intermittent short, and you saw there I had to move it around quite a bit just to get the short to occur. Now, like I said, the intermittent tester will continue to flash what the problem was until you reset it, which is fantastic. So if you weren't looking, you won't miss it. You don't have to worry about staring at an LED, waiting for it to blink. It'll catch it, even if it's very fast, which is wonderful. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug in this cable, which has a connector that's literally falling apart. I'm going to plug in the other end of it. And we're going to see here that it's showing that pins 2 and 3 are open. And we know that because we can actually see that these pins are just not connected. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to connect this, this pin to pin 1. So as you see here, wherever there was a short, this LED will show up. So I'm going to hold this back down to here, and now we can see that it's pretty fast, unfortunately. I wish they would slow it down a little bit, but we can see there that pins 2 and 1 are shorted out. So this red wire is actually pin 2, and this the one that's showing the copper is pin 1. So we can actually see which pins are shorted and which are open. So it's saying that pins 2 and 3 are open, and 2 is shorted to 1. And now we can connect this here. And now we can see that only 1 is shorted and 1 is open. Or one wire is shorted and 1 is open. So we're going to see here that, let me try and hold it there again. So pin 2 is open, and pin 2 and what was that? That was pin 1 and 3 is shorted. So it gives you a really good representation of what's going on. It's just a little difficult there because I'm holding, broken wires to it, and I probably wasn't getting the best connection. But that, again, that just shows you what, if there's a problem, it's very quick to show you. Now, the other thing that you can do, and the manual says to do if you have an installed cable, is you can plug one side of this cable into the tester. So say, for example, if you had a cable that was installed in a room or something like that, what you can do is you can actually short out the pins. Let's see if it'll do it. I'm trying to do what the manual said to do, which was to essentially short out pins on the connector. Maybe it's the other side of the connector. Let's find out. I haven't actually tried this part yet. I'm trying to see if I have a wire. Here we go. We'll take a piece of solder and we'll short this out. So let's see here. So I'm going to short this side to this side. No, not getting it on that. Let's try. Nope, that's only for the test tone. So we got to stay on this setting. And I'm not actually seeing it do anything, unfortunately. What the manual said to do was to plug a cable in and then go and short out the pins on either side and then have somebody look at it. And I don't know, I'm not really too thrilled about having to short pins like this, and I'm not really getting it to show me anything, which is kind of odd. Let me try changing a couple switches here. Or actually, you know what? Maybe I have to hit the option button? No. This is kind of weird. I think this was kind of an add-on. I think somebody in the marketing department probably said, oh yeah, by the way, you could also use it for this, or you could do that. Or, yeah, I don't see this as a real reliable way of doing this. I think that the easiest way to do it is to just use it for its intended purpose, which is just, a local cable tester. If they were going to do for an installed cable tester and having to short out pins like this, I would probably say that they should include something that could actually plug into the other end of it to actually have a remote test. So anyway, hopefully this video was helpful. I didn't see a lot of videos online explaining this, and I bought this hoping that it would do what I wanted to do, was test for intermittent shorts, which it absolutely does. It would have been nice if it had the NL8 connector, but other than that, it's not really too big of a deal. I'm thrilled that it has all these different connectors on here for all the testing, and I like that it's definitely a different design than having, you know, the 8 LEDs on there, and you have to turn the rotary switch to select each pin and go through it like that. I think that's very cumbersome. This is very quick and easy, and it checks all the pins simultaneously and it'll display it. So great idea. I would have loved to have seen maybe an OLED display or something that would actually give you like a wiring diagram. I do have a cable tester, or not a cable tester, but a component tester here, and I had a component laying around somewhere. So for example, let's try this, like a transistor. We'll plug that into here real quick. So what this will do is this component tester will actually give you a wiring diagram and actually explain what pins are doing. It would have been nice if they actually put a smaller display like this and integrated into the front here. That would have been a lot more fancy than just to have these 2 7-segment displays. That's only my opinion. This, I believe, was selling for $50. That's what I picked it up for. I got it off Amazon. Anyway, if this video was helpful and gave you a good understanding about this, you can see my fingers were actually, it's sensitive enough that it actually picked up my fingers touching the outside of the connectors. So it's a pretty sensitive device there. I don't know if you saw that. Anyway, if this video was useful or entertaining, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.